How to reset your nervous system for all day energy. I used to think that rest was optional. I thought it was a weakness. I'd push through fatigue, ignore my body's signals, and wear my busyness like a badge of honor until my body forced me to stop. Your body can't heal when it's stuck in survival mode, and your body is going to be very drained of its energy. I'm Nancy Ma, physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach, and today I'm sharing the 3 daily shifts that finally regulated my nervous system and helped me to help hundreds of women do the same. First, talk about your morning routine. Most women spike their cortisol the moment they wake up because what do? You grab your phone, you chug coffee on an empty stomach, you skip breakfast and rush straight into the day, and that immediately activates your sympathetic nervous system. It's triggered the moment you wake up, even before you open your eyes. When you're in fight or flight, it keeps you there all day long, right? And until you manually shift gears, until you manually take yourself out of fight or flight, you will stay automatically in that state. When you reach for your phone, think about your to-do list right away. Your cortisol level gets jacked up. But the thing is, our cortisol levels naturally are increased in the morning anyway because that's what helps us get out of bed. But now it's just especially elevated. When cortisol levels too high, it dysregulates your blood sugar levels, it messes with your menstrual cycle, and it signals to your immune system that you're under threat. These simple shifts can change this. First, replace your coffee with herbal tea. I know you might not like me for saying that, but coffee does not generally do well with women's bodies. And I know that doesn't sound pleasant to get through a day without coffee, and you are likely addicted to it if you can't see yourself out of it. But as women, we don't do as well with coffee as men do. So if you can at least reduce it to 1 coffee, is that too much to ask? And start your morning with an herbal tea before that, or some water with lemon and some sea salt. That will at least stabilize your blood sugar levels to get you started in the day. Having an herbal tea like ginger or fennel gently stimulates digestion without spiking your cortisol. And you're starting off your day saying, hey, we're safe. You still have that warm cup of tea or drink, and you can start your day feeling calm because there's no emergency. Second, eat a protein-rich breakfast within 30 minutes of waking. This stabilizes your blood sugar and signals safety to your hypothalamus, which is a part of your brain regulates your body temperature. Aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein. I know that sounds like a lot for some of us, and it is a bit of a challenge. But for women in our 40s and beyond, we need those building blocks to maintain muscle mass and metabolic health. So to get more protein, eggs, protein powders, cottage cheese, lentils, these are great sources of protein. Next, get 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight with no screens, even if it means just to look outside of your window. Even if you can manage 5 minutes, that's way better than nothing. Natural light anchors your circadian rhythm and does regulate your cortisol and melatonin for the entire day. Fourth, take 2 minutes to plan your day. This makes all the difference in the world because when you look at your schedule and you plan it, it's better than keeping all of that in your mind. So you write down the top 3 things that have to get done today and commit to just those. And if you can get anything else done as part of your schedule, great. But when your brain can see the plan, your nervous system doesn't have to brace or loop your to-do list on repeat. So all these shifts that I just shared will activate your parasympathetic nervous system, setting a calm baseline for your day instead of a stressed one. Now, for midday, you must release stored stress before it becomes inflammation. So by around noon, your body has accumulated tension in your fascia, has built up some cortisol in the morning because cortisol is needed for us to move and, go about our day, run errands, go to work, go to meetings. But we have to be able to offload some of this cortisol or else it will build and you'll have that 3 p.m. crash, right? So there's tension in your fascia, which is the connective tissue around your muscles and organs. And when you sit for hours, or even if you move in repetitive postures and suppress stress responses, that fascia tightens and blood flow is reduced and lymphatic drainage slows down. And that's when the inflammation builds. So this is why you can have chronic pain with actual no structured damage. It's often fascial restriction from unprocessed stress or from being in sustained postures for so long. Now, if you have both of that combined, it does set up your body for more inflammation. Now, I've worked with cadavers, which are corpses, dead bodies that are preserved for studying. And I've seen people who worked desk jobs and their fascia was so tight. So there are 3 ways to release that stress before it gets stored as permanent restrictions. First, you must shake your body. You must move your body 2 to 3 minutes, like a good song length, right? So if you can dance it out, shake it out to a song that you love, that'll be awesome because the music will help you calm your nervous system as well. If you can hum or sing and dance to good music, you're in good shape because it activates the body's natural tremor mechanism, which discharges excess adrenaline and cortisol and activates your vagus nerve, which again supports your sympathetic nervous system. And also, you're completing a stress cycle that your body started in the morning but never finished and released. Next, you can do a brain dump. So, writing activates your prefrontal cortex and quiets your amygdala, which is your center of fear and anxiety. And this will stop mental looping. So when you write down everything that's still on your mind, like the tasks you haven't done, the worries, the reminders, this will help calm down your brain. Third is practice box breathing in between tasks. Now, box breathing is you're drawing a line up, that's your inhale, ideally 4 seconds. You hold your breath for 4 seconds, that's a horizontal line, and then you exhale for 4 seconds, and then you hold your exhale for 4 seconds. There goes your box. This stimulates your vagus nerve and shifts you from fight or flight into rest and digest. When you release stress midday, you prevent it from being stored as inflammation later. Especially, this will help you avoid that 3 p.m. energy crash. So let's take a quick pause for a minute. I know how exhausting it is to keep trying things that don't work, and this is why it's important to reset the nervous system, not just push harder. After 20 years as a physical therapist and experiencing a lot of these challenges myself, I can tell you this. The women who heal aren't the ones who do more. They're the ones who finally get personalized support that addresses their unique nervous system patterns. And if you're ready for that level of clarity and guidance, join my free workshop where I walk you step by step through what you can do right now to reset your nervous system and get sustainable results. You can also book a free energy activation call where we'll assess what's keeping your body in survival mode and map out your exact plan to freedom. The link is in the description. Now, let's get back to resetting your nervous system. You must complete this cycle of reset in the evening where you activate repair mode. So this is where your body heals during deep sleep, but only if your nervous system is prepared to heal. Now, if you've had a baby or been around a baby, you'll see that some babies can get something called being overtired. Crazy, right? They're so wired through the day because there's been so much activity and excitement that they can't sleep and they're up all night tossing and turning and crying and then keeping you up at night as well. So what happens there, and also what happens in adults, we're no different, is that if our nervous system is wired because we've had too much coffee or caffeine, too much excitement, fight or flight, it's hard to calm down. So this third reset in the evening actually helps to prepare your body for sleep. So like you would do for a baby, you would give it a warm bath, read a book, rub the belly. These things will help calm the nervous system. Otherwise, you will stay in sympathetic activation until the moment you hit the pillow because you're scrolling, replaying stress, working late, and exposed to so much blue light, which is LED light, light from screens, iPad, phones, TVs. And all this light is artificial light, which suppresses melatonin, which is a hormone that helps us sleep. And if we don't have melatonin, then the cortisol stays elevated. So your body never gets the signal that it's safe to repair. The 3 evening shifts that can change this is first to prioritize connection. Remember, so when you would rub baby's belly, you can hug your partner, cuddle a pet. This will help to activate that oxytocin, which is a hormone that is released when we are connecting with someone that we love. This hormone inhibits your cortisol and will help you sleep. Second, eliminate your screens, ideally 60 minutes before bed. This allows melatonin to rise naturally so your sleep can actually be restorative. And third, practice gratitude. Even a few positive statements activate your prefrontal cortex and reduce amygdala reactivity. priming your nervous system for deep rest. Your body can only heal in parasympathetic mode. So these practices give your body the permission it needs to finally shift from defense into repair. And before you go, I want to offer you something really important. I know most women are trying to reduce inflammation without ever identifying what's actually driving it in their body. Now, the resets I gave you today is absolutely going to help you, but what will help you more is understanding the real roots of inflammation for you and nipping it in the bud. Because if you don't know the root, inflammation will keep quietly building every single day, no matter how many supplements, diets, or routines you try. And this is exactly why I created the inflammation indicator test. It takes less than 5 minutes. You'll get a clear score. You'll understand the real roots of your inflammation, an immediate personalized response that shows you what's really fueling inflammation in your nervous system, and a simple game plan for what to do next. So there's no guessing, no overwhelm, just clarity. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start addressing the real root, take the test now. The link is below. So until the next video, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, or share this with someone who needs it. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.